Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. So I am on the phone, or I'm doing a Facebook video chat right now. I've never done a Facebook thing, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm talking to a guy named Gary Davidson, who is like me, actually more so than me. I'm a Wildhearts fanatic, friend of the lover of the Wildhearts. I think Gary could be the biggest Wildhearts fan in the world. So big of a fan that he wrote a book based on his fandom of the Wildhearts called Zealot in Wonderland. One life, what is it? One love, one life, one band. How you doing, Gary?
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
How are you?
Yeah, good.
So Adrian Boschrock sent me this book. Adrian Boschan in the forums on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do approve people. Just got to answer two questions so that I know you're not a Black Lives Matter or a cop. Anyway, Adrian sent me this book, and I read it a couple of years ago, and I asked Gary, hey man, you want to come on and talk about the book? And he turned me down 2 years ago, and for some reason he connected with me again, so here we are. How are you, Gary?
Hello. I turned you down. I did.
What? I think you did. You said, I don't know if I really want to talk, and I don't know what I'd have to say. And I said, all right, well.
I don't remember that.
Well,
okay.
That's okay. I understand, because I turn people down all the time because I'm super shy, and I mean, I'm maybe not so shy when you put the microphone in front of me, but when I'm on somebody else's podcast or anything like that, I clam up and I turn into a boring guy. So, what time is it there?
Early, 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Or now, are you just now getting to bed, or did I wake you up?
I think I crashed out about 10 last night. I watched the Frank Turner live stream. Frank musician Frank Turner, he does a live stream every Thursday, and I watched that, and probably crashed out about 10 p.m.
Oh, Frank Turner?
Yeah.
Where does he live? He doesn't live in the UK, does he?
Yeah. Good question, actually. Yeah, I think he's in the UK.
Oh, okay. And is that where you are too?
Yeah. A place called Bicester in Oxfordshire. It's a little town.
Now, I have to apologize. I'm not too good at understanding really deep British accents, and you have a pretty deep one. So I apologize if I can't. If I ask you to repeat yourself, yeah, I probably have a deep Southern accent, but not as deep as your Brit accent. What made you want to write a book about the Wildhearts? It's not even about the Wild. It's more about you chasing after the Wildhearts and becoming a fan and chasing them from gig to gig.
Yeah. I'll start by saying, by the way, I'm drinking a Nuki Brown.
At 2 a.m.
It's 2 a.m. But I said to myself, I'll do this, and so I'm still doing it. Let's see if it continues.
Well, so now you've been up since how long? Did I wake you up?
No, I set my alarm.
Okay.
1 a.m.
Because that Newcastle Brown Ale looks like it's about 9/10 drank already.
The reason being is because I've got this cute little glass that I put the rest into.
Okay, you poured it in a glass.
Which I normally have a bottle, but yeah, I thought I'd put it in there as well for some reason. Yeah, the Wildhearts.
Is that the first beer of the day?
My first ale of the day, probably the only one as well. I don't know if I'll be going to sleep again after this, or seeing it through.
Well, I'm drinking my second Tecate of the day, so I'm going to take a sip of this Tecate because I'm already getting a little bit parched here. So pardon me.
Enjoy it. Yeah, Sweet Mordello. That's your favourite. Yeah, what made me write a book about the Wildhearts? Well, I mean, my book starts off 2005. I saw them at Scarborough. They were playing an outdoors thing.
All right, so you came a little bit late to the Wildhearts thing then.
No. I first saw them in '92.
Oh, okay.
Sport in Love and Hate. So that was pretty much right at the start before the first EP. But I don't think of writing a book until 2005. I saw them at Scarborough Castle. And I'd been writing for a few magazines and stuff, just an Oxford magazine, music magazine, and things like that. And I know what hit me. I think I was there, and I realised how much I'd loved this band for so many years, and nobody ever wrote a book about them. And I think it just came over me at that gig, and just from then on, from 2005, it'd been an obsession till it ends in 2000 and. I haven't read it in such a long time. 2011, I believe. But then there's a
Now 2011, because I played. Ginger came to the United States and did some U.S. shows, and he asked me to play with him. And what year was that? Have you heard the Sonic Graffiti stuff?
Yeah, I've got the one song. Yeah.
Yeah. What year was that? My memory fades me.
You're gonna quiz me. Have a look in the book.
Oh, is it in the book? Is the Sonic Graffiti in the book?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't got that far. Where is that? I must be in the book then.
You are in the book a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh, really? Huh.
I
Oh,
thought
shit.
you finished it.
No, I made it to page 225, and you turned me down to come on the show, and I put the book down and didn't finish it.
I did not turn you down, Michael. I don't know where you get this from.
Now I got to finish reading this shit.
I thought you finished it. Yeah, I think that was around the same time. I think that was about 2010, actually. The Sonic Graffiti.
Yeah.
I'll get it in front of me in a minute. But yeah, I think that was about that time.
Did you go to the birthday show that I played at the garage?
Yeah. Was that the garage, or was that Island Academy you played? I don't think it's the garage.
I think it was the garage.
Is it 2011?
Oh, fuck. I don't...
Yeah.
Connie Bloom played. Alex Kane showed up. And I played with Alex Kane. We did... what song was it? A Clam Abuse tune. A Message for Jerry.
Yeah.
And the guy from Towers of London, what's his the Rev, he played on stage with me.
Yeah, that was the garage thing, wasn't it? Too many gigs to mention. Yeah, I went to that one. I definitely went to that one, yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah, it was fantastic. The birthday bashes are always the highlights of the year. It's just, what a 3-hour-long show normally. Amazing guests and songs he never plays, and the euphoria of the event. It just all comes together at the end of the year, and I think it's like that for most Ginger fans, Wildhearts fans. That is, there's so many events, but that's the one that all comes together.
Yeah, what was fun about that for me, because there was a pub across the street by the train station, and I was hanging out at that pub, and that pub was full of Wildhearts fans. It was like about maybe 6 hours before the show started. It was full of Wildhearts fans. And
Famous Cock, that's what it's called.
What's it called?
The Famous Cock.
The Famous Cock, yeah. Nigel Mogg was there. I remember seeing him at the pub, and I was there with the guy from Alex Oliver from Bathroom Wall. Oh,
yeah.
They flew me out there. Him and Phil Robinson. Do you know him?
I'm not sure. No.
Anyway, I was out there. I was hanging out at that. It was fun. It's kind of cool hanging out at a bar with a bunch of other people who are fanatics of the same band, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's the best. The best.
So, Did somebody talk you into writing this book, or did you just say, I'm going to write a book about being a fan of the Wildhearts?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, nobody talked me into it. The Scarborough gig, that's where the book starts, the Scarborough gig. It just, I don't know, just come over me. And I hadn't even been thinking about it before then, before of the event or whatever. No, nobody ever talked me into writing it. Sometimes I wish that somebody had taught me out of writing it, because at times it was hard going, but I'm glad I saw it through.
I believe you had a girlfriend pretty much throughout this whole book, didn't you?
Different girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, that's actually when I started writing in 2005. Yeah, going out with South, but the girl called Kiki, who comes into it, who I'm still with now.
Oh, you are with her, okay? Because I don't see her in the room with you right there. That's why I was asking.
No, Kiki, we don't actually live together.
Oh, okay.
We go out together. Yeah, there's nobody, just me, and lots of Wildhearts and Ginger posters.
You're still a super fan. How many times have you seen the Wildhearts?
I've never grown up. How many times? Oh, dear, I wish I was ready for this. I've actually got a list.
Oh, really? You're a super geek.
Totally. I think, hazard a guess, I saw the Wildhearts about 30 times.
Huh, okay. That's about half as many times as I've seen Cheap Trick, probably.
No, great band. Yeah, but I've seen, Ginger's many other projects he does, obviously, you know about, probably more than that, you know. So probably about 70 times, or 60 or 70 times, Ginger and his other projects, you know, he does.
I remember in the book you were talking about, like you were like a fanboy and like were afraid to come up and talk to Ginger, and then you would see somebody else from the band. You'd see Danny in the room, and you guys would like be staring from afar. Are you still that way?
What, with Ginger or with everybody from the band?
With everybody from the band.
No.
So you know them all. You would know them all now, and you guys just talk and all that. Ginger he read the book because he must have read the book because he gave you a blurb on the back cover.
Yeah.
What's he think of the book? Did he give you any feedback?
Well, you see the blurb. Yeah, it is amazing. At the end when he got it, but it was as you read the book, or I don't know how far you've gone through it, but you'll find out. You know, we fell out a few times, and all that's mentioned in the book, for different reasons.
Oh, you fell out?
Yeah, to put another word, yeah, we sort of.
Well, I can tell you a reason. Probably a reason is because Ginger's a very moody guy.
Yeah, that didn't help.
What's that? Yeah, that didn't help.
That didn't help. Yeah, you're right. It was the first incident was was 2001 in there, when I ended up getting, I said Silver Ginger 5, one of his projects. He played at the Scouller.
Great album, by the way. It's one of my favorite Ginger projects of all time.
Oh, that's what I was sort of saying in the book, especially when I went to see him live. This is as good, if not better, than the Wildhearts. But so we went to see them at their first UK gig at the Scala, and it was a cracking gig. And my mate on the way home, he got something got thrown from the audience. It was like a black box, and I thought, what the hell was that? What you got that for? I know nothing about, you know, radio packs, guitars, and all that. It ends up it was for the guitar, and then Ginger online asked out if anybody's got the radio transmitter pack. You know,
oh yeah, I remember reading that. Yeah.
Yeah, could you please get it back to me? You know, we'll sort you out with passes for Silver Ginger 5 gig at the Astoria. So like, Christ, Rob, you know, that black box. I thought, you know, it was a useless thing. Can I have it, please?
Yeah, the wireless unit.
The newer? Yes, he said, yeah. And then he couldn't go. So it was me and my girlfriend Rachel at the time. So Ginger sent us, yeah, cool, we'll get you on the door and we'll get you backstage. Great. So we got there. At the end of the gig, it was, I don't know, they didn't do, I think it was a Sunday or something, and they didn't do backstage things then. So we got, found out it was at this pub. I met Darren Stockford for the first time that night. He's guy who's sort of a major player with he helped Ginger do Silver Ginger 5 website.
Yeah.
He did Wildhearts fanzines. Yeah, and I went with him, and we found this pub, and we were there sitting in there for 2 hours. They still hadn't turned up, and I was drunk. I was disappointed, I suppose. I don't remember much of it. Pissed off.
Oh, because Ginger didn't show up.
Well, we were 2 hours, and I remember I had no money left. It was just me being miserable and disappointed. Yeah. So when I left, and I felt nothing of it, and then I think I got in touch with Ginger, and I sort of said to him, it's a shame we didn't meet you on that night, and all of a sudden he was telling me, apparently I pissed Darren Stockford off, and that I was sort of so annoyed at things and everything, and then we had a rant at each other on whatever platform it was at that point on the internet, and it was like, Jesus, where's all this come from? I'm falling out with one of my time greatest musicians.
One of your heroes. He's pissed off at it. That can ruin your day, can't it?
Yeah. It was pretty annoying. Yeah, and then we'd fallen through, and then that was it. Then 2005, I started writing the book. Then 2008. I went to a gig in Worcester, the Mars Bar, for Ginger's solo album, Market Harbour.
Mm-hmm.
I'd handed in my book. Well, sort of a draft of it.
Oh, you had completed. You had completed the first draft, complete all the way through. No.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I shouldn't have gave it him. I don't know why. I was pretty excited about it. It was about two-thirds of the way through. And as to 2007, I took it to a gig in Oxford. And I got in early, and I handed it to CJ, and he was like, great, this will be the tour read sort of thing, And I was like, great. Didn't see Ginger. Ginger didn't want to see me, apparently, just because he didn't know where I was with it, what slant it was going to take, which is fair enough. But yeah, he said he enjoyed it. He got back to me on the internet, said he enjoyed it. That was it. And I thought, oh, that's lovely, but a bit more feedback would be great.
How did he get back to you? Like on MySpace, just sent you a 2-word or 4-word message, I enjoyed it, or 3 words?
Yeah. What did I get? His email? Yeah, it was something like that. It's through the internet. Yeah, and then jump forward. Yeah, it's 2008. This gig. So we went to this gig, Westchester at the Mars Bar, Market Harbour, and I took. This was the whole book this time. We'd bound it, done it nice, and I went there, and I thought I might get it to him somehow. I hadn't organised. And we walked around the corner, and he was coming out of the venue with Chris Catalyst, and I sort of said, Ginger, here's my book, whole book. Oh, he's, thanks. And I said, how about an interview for it? Because at the time I was getting interviews with different members of the Wildhearts and projects, just there's little bits throughout the book relevant to the time of the book, from members of the band and stuff like that.
Now, this is 2002?
Well, what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about 2008 now.
Okay, because I'm looking at an interview from 2002 in the book.
Yeah, you want to go to 2000...
All right, go ahead. Don't listen. Don't let me interrupt you. Just keep going. I'll interrupt and be like an asshole sometimes, which I don't mean to do. So I apologize.
You get me looking now. So about 200. There we go. 282. See what couple of book you got? Yeah.
Okay.
What's
reading along with Gary.
Yeah. Then it's got So this bit starts off. The bit I'm going to explain. The title of it is the Amateur's Stalking Guide to Getting It Royally Wrong Before Getting It Right. So then it goes on. So then we see him outside, hand my book over to him. Seems happy enough. He was fine. I was with Kiki, my girlfriend, my other friends, Andy and Martin.
Oh, and then I'm interrupting again. Sorry. So he's loading into the club. And you're trying to do an interview while he's loading in.
Yeah, he's coming out. And I wasn't trying to do an interview. I asked him again. I asked him a few times about an interview, and he's always been sheepish about the book. So I thought, fair enough. So I asked him again. He was loading out, and he was standing in his car. And I just said to him, how about this interview? And he sort of said, I walked away, we can do it online. And he was sort of tapping with his fingers. And all I said was, so like, it'd be nice if we could do it face-to-face. Because I don't like doing interviews just online, you know, sending questions and then somebody come back. Because it's just, you know, it's nice to get questions off answers and chat like that. And I said that, and he just turned back to me and said, "You just don't listen, do you?" and he was really stern-faced, and about 2 meters away, and that was it. And I walked away, and it devastated me. You know, because I put many.
At this point, did you think of when he was an asshole to you right there? Did you think, you know what? I'm gonna start writing some bad things about this motherfucker in the book. Did that cross your mind at all?
No.
It would have crossed mine. It would have actually made me not want to finish the book. It would have kind of really bummed me out.
Yeah, of course it did. But when you read the book, the thing about the book is, when I was writing it, I was writing about the past. And then it caught up with me, and I was writing about the present. And I write in the book about writing the book about situations like that and how that affected me. Yeah, it did affect me.
Oh, you cried. You cried in the book I'm reading here.
I did cry, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of alcohol. I was pretty drunk, which always makes me emotional. And
you're a guy who, when you get super drunk, you cry?
I can do. I don't punch people, I cry. I get emotional. I'm an emotional guy. I'm touching my feelings. So
girls like that, don't they?
Yeah, tend to. But So in the book, I explain. Yeah, it devastated me. I could hardly listen to any stuff in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't make me want to write the book. And what it did, there's lots of things in the book where I mentioned about me and Ginger falling out and such.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think how to write it. I didn't want it to be too one-sided. So if you read that bit in the book, I sort of write about how he must feel as well, about me, about that situation. I don't try to just do it from my point of view.
Right.
One part, I was worried that eventually he was going to read it and hate it, disown it, not want to know. On the other side, I just wanted to put his point of view across. And the hardest bit is when I handed the book over to Ginger. Years later, I was worried. I was, petrified he was going to come back.
He's going to read that part of the book?
Well, he was going to be pissed off. But I think Ginger, as you know, you and I both know, he wears his heart on his sleeve. And the best thing he loves is honesty. He's all about honesty in any part of his life.
Yes.
And all about, and I assume he's never said, but I assume he probably appreciated that I'd been honest, and I hadn't just. No, I couldn't have wrote a book that's just. Yeah, most of the book is I loved all Ginger's music because there's nothing I don't like, and that's being dead honest with you. But throughout my book, it's had the highs and lows of being a fan, the bad times, been gutted about Wildheart splitting and relationships going down the drain and good times. It's, it's like music. It's peaks and troughs. It's,
And like I said, Ginger can be moody. Fortunately, when I did those shows with him and played with him and rehearsed and recorded, he was in a super good place and everything. He was like really positive the whole time I was around him, except for when they played a gig in San Francisco. He was a complete asshole, and I went to a gig in New York, and he was not an asshole to me, but it was a shitty gig. He was mad at BB Buell at the time, and because she booked the gig. So I've seen Ginger's lows, but fortunately, every time that I have hung out with Ginger, he's been in a super positive place. So I never got to see him be act like he acted towards you. Your girlfriend got really pissed off at him that night, didn't she?
Kiki, good bless her, because Kiki's got another theme running through my book is mental health.
Yeah.
I suffer from depression. Kiki, bless her, has all sorts of issues. She's autistic and all sorts. And she was feeling a bit fragile that day anyway. She always is. But yeah, if she sees, well, like a lot of girlfriends, I suppose, and wives, if she sees me upset, it really affects her. I guess even more so because of the autism and everything. Yeah, so we were outside. So this happened, this altercation before this gig happened a couple of hours before or so. Then we went to a pub to meet up with people, and still at that point, we didn't know if we were going to the gig. We were pissed off.
Yeah.
And then I said to Kiki, I said, come on, we got to go. She didn't want to go. So, yeah, so we went. Went in the end. I was still pretty bitter, pretty whatever. And then we were standing there. I'm going to give away everything in the book here.
That's okay. That's all right. I'm going to read it now that I'm going to look for the parts about me. But it'll give me a good excuse to read it.
I'll tell you this one more. There's tons of other stories. So, I don't know. I always get into scrapes. But yeah, so we had this altercation with Ginger. We went into the gig. And on this gig, the Market Harbour gig, cracking album. It's an album that goes on, for an hour? It's a continuous flow of different music and styles.
That has the man who cheated. Does that have a man who cheated death on it?
No, that's RODECASTER.
Oh, that's right, Valor Corazon. Yeah.
But so we went in there, and Ginger on this tour said, if anybody wants to get up at any point in the show and play percussion, you can just come up on stage. Just come up on stage and play. And we were like, what? That's strange. So we took where's my thing? Just gonna get something. So we took you're right there. Oh. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we took along a triangle with us. A friend, and we took this little fella here.
Wait a minute, I can't see that. What is that?
You see that?
Is that it's some sort of a percussion thing?
Yeah, you hear it. It's a little frog thing, right?
It's a wooden frog, and you run a piece of wood across it, and it makes a noise. Yeah. It's
called I'm terrible names.
You brought that with you to the gig?
Yeah.
Why did you bring that? Was that in your girlfriend's purse or something?
Yeah, she always keeps frogs in her purse. I don't have a clue. I can't even remember where we got it from or why we took it. So we took a triangle in that. No, I can't play for love nor money. I'm shit. I could play a bit guitar.
Did Ginger announce before that he wanted? Did he telling people to bring percussion instruments or something?
Yeah. What I'm saying is, he kind of announced. Yeah. If these shows, if anybody wants to get up, just get up on stage and play percussion, they're more than welcome. That was all he said, I think.
Yeah, it was in advance. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we took these things, and then at a certain part of the gig, he announced it again. He said, "Look, if anyone wants to get up," and me and Kiki were standing there. My friend Martin and Andy. Me and Kiki shook her head and goes, no way we're getting up on that stage. We were still pissed off. You know?
And thinking about it, if he would have seen you on the stage, he was, oh no, this guy's a fucking stalker. He's liable to punch me out on the stage here.
I didn't think of that. Yeah, so we were standing there. And then, I don't know, and then it went on. Nobody got on stage from the audience. And all of a sudden, I think I just, I sort of said it. I don't know, it came over me, I'm going to get up there. So I took the frog thingy. And that was actually Kiki's instrument of choice. Mine was the triangle, but I preferred the frog.
What song was this that you guys did that on?
Oh shit! I think it's in the book. I don't know which way around it was. Inside Out. That's the Silver.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's on. What album is Inside Out? That's one of my favorite Ginger tunes. Is that on Wildhearts?
No, it's Black Lemon Mojo.
That's right. That's a Silver Ginger 5 one too. So this was a Market Harbor show. Who was in the band?
Who was up there with him?
That was John Poole.
No. I know Dave Draper was up there. That does a lot of producing now. He produces loads of Ginger stuff. He was up there. I think Chris Callis was up there.
Yeah.
He was supporting with Eureka Machines actually, and another guy I think was over from America. Forget his name. But so I got up there. I walked up behind the stage, and I seen at the side of the stage there was loads of percussion instruments. So I don't think anybody brought them. You could take them from the side, but we brought ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went behind, and I've never been on a stage before. I've never done that before. And I just started playing, and then I was looking at my friends, or smiling, and they were taking photos and whatnot. So I was behind Ginger, and then this is the bit that really touched me, and I get emotional now talking about it. Then Kiki, through being autistic, she finds it hard being, around people. She was upset with things. She got up on that stage with me She stood beside me.
And that's
I'm
a
getting
show of
goosebumps.
support.
I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it and emotional, to be honest with you.
Uh-oh. Did you cry on stage?
No, I didn't cry on stage. I don't think so. And she stood beside me, and we swapped instruments. She had the frog and I had the triangle, and then I think we did. Is it When She Comes, which is off Yoni? Inside Out, which is the other way around. And then we were going great. And then Dave Draper, like I said, was on bongos, or whatever they're called. And I know Dave. I knew him before that. Like I said, now he's quite a good producer. He produces Ginger stuff, and he's getting a big name for himself now. But I knew him. It's in the book in sort of 2000. I was promoting, doing a few gigs, putting bands on, and he was a band called Volta. Anyway, he shimmied up to me. Imagine this is an acoustic gig as well. This is an acoustic gig. And he shimmied up to me and he sort of whispered, he said, "Gary, you're out of time. I think you're putting Ginger off. Do you want to?" He said, I said, "Arian."
Not only did you try to talk to him on the way loading in and screw up his mood, but now you're screwing up his rhythm.
Yeah, quality. So he said, "Do you want to join me? Yeah, because I'll help you if you stand beside me." And I said something like, I put in the book, and I think it's what I said. It's in the midst of time, but I sort of said, "Nah, it's all right." I remember saying to Kiki, whispering to him, "I'm sick of staring at Ginger's ass," because we were right behind him. I sort of went, "Oh, no shit, Sherlock, we're out of time." And he said, "We're all right, we'll get off now." So we just walked off with 2 songs, walked off, went in the audience. Yeah, and that was that story from the books. We fell out with him before, and then ended up on stage with him. There's many stories in the book, funnier ones, sadder ones. It's all in there.
So I'm really curious about what you said about what you wrote about the sonic graffiti. Now, tell me about what you wrote. The gist of what you wrote.
Yeah, I didn't write much about it at all, to be honest with you. When I got to that part in the book, I was things weren't about in such detail. Sonic Graffiti, that was a charity thing, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't original. It was on. It got put out on the charity thing. It was. We had a gig at the Viper Room. Originally, we got together because he got offered a tour opening for the Toadies. And and we did the Toadies show, and we also did another show at the Viper Room. And then that went so well. Ginger had such a good time. He booked another show at the Viper Room, and while we were rehearsing, we said, "Well, why don't we go and record a couple of tunes?" And we didn't have any money to go into a studio or anything, so Billy Morrison called in a favor from Matt Sorum from, Matt Sorum, Guns N' Roses, whatever the guy.
Yeah.
Because he has a studio in his backyard, and so Billy Morrison got Matt Sorum to let us use his studio, because we didn't know where we were going to record the drums. We could have done the guitars somewhere else, but we had to record the drums. So he talked Matt Sorum into doing this, and then he talked Mike Klink, the guy who produced Guns N' Roses, into engineering the thing for us. And so we were going to record several songs, but we only had enough time to do the one. And then it sat for about a year or so, and then Gav, Ginger's manager at the time, just put it out on that Haiti project thing.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I'd love to be able to find it.
That's okay. I will read it.
It's funny. Somebody asked me something about the book. I mean, I haven't read it in frigging years, and there was I don't know if to yeah, it's around there. But I was saying earlier on, as well as the book. Yeah, basically the book is about being a fan of the band, and there's loads of information in there. Obviously, I'm a total fanatic.
It's kind of a cool history of the band if you don't know the Wildhearts, and you kind of learn about the Wildhearts through a fan's eyes, which is kind of a pretty original idea, actually. For a concept for a book.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, when I started writing it, I can't remember the exact idea I had at Scarborough when I saw them. They had the idea, but
So that first gig you decide, or from the beginning of that, where the book takes place, that's when you decided you were going to write the book?
yeah, at that gig at Scarborough to September 2005.
What did
I
you?
hadn't been.
What went through your mind? You just said, I'm gonna write a book about the Wildhearts. I'm gonna do a history.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I remember saying I'm going to write a book, but I didn't think it'd be about my life through the band. And then I do remember when I got home and I started writing it, I just sort of sat, right, where do I start here? I think I started writing about that gig, 2005. It was funny because when I started, of course, I had stuff, I was seeing them at the time, and I was seeing Ginger play at the time. And I was writing about that, but then I also wanted to start writing about when I first saw them in '92. So I went back to '92. I was writing about from then, but if stuff was happening in 2005, I was writing it down. You know, so eventually when I got there, the past met the present. If you see what I mean.
Right.
I was writing stuff down now, but yeah, when I started writing it, it was I thought I was just going to write about the band. And then I soon realised I'd say, I did this, or this touched me that way, or this is my feeling. I thought, I can't just write the Wildhearts, you know, the album came out then, this happened to the band, that happened to the band. It was, you know,
because that would be like just a generic book, and it wouldn't be any different than anything else.
Yeah, but I think that's what I started out intending to write. I can't remember. But yeah, it soon turned into, you know, about my love of the band, and you know, like I said, it's only about the band, but my love of the band, about being a fan of the band, about mental health. It's all mixed in there. Everything.
Yeah, there's a lot in here about. So yeah, I guess you're pretty open that you suffer from. Would you call it manic depression? Everybody suffers from depression in one way or another, or has mental health issues. But there, you go into it kind of pretty deep in the book, and it's kind of. I don't want to say gay or anything like that, but it is kind of touching, you know, when you talk about the, things that are going on in your life and stuff.
That's not sounding gay. It's sounding gay, mate. Gay, not to go on about it, and then I think it's great that mental health issues are getting pushed to the fore now. And Ginger keeps on saying it. It's all about talking, which I don't do when I'm bad.
You go to a shrink?
Years ago, I've seen counsellors and psychologists and things like that, loads. But now, to be honest, they couldn't tell me anything I don't know. And eventually, you just go around in circles, and it's funny as I say in the book. I think I've said in the book, I used to get really bad. I've got about my suicide attempt in the book. I won't go into that in there. You can.
And how did you try to kill yourself? What was the attempt? Pills?
Yeah, well, funnily enough, to start with, you see the room I'm in now. This is where I tried to do it, in this room. I'm living back with my mother at the moment. I've been living with her for quite a few years now. And this I tried to do it here when I was living with my parents before I moved out. Yeah, and it was pills. It was me and my mate Rob were going out as usual into town, and I was I didn't know it was depression then. I didn't really know about depression then. I just thought, I didn't know what it was. It's just this dark, this horrible nothingness. And I was in the room, and I remember I was going to Africa. Supposed to be going on a trip to Africa about a month later. So I had malaria tablets. I remember taking probably all them and others that I had. I don't remember which ones they were.
You just took as many pills of any kind as you could find. Would malaria tablets kill you if you took too many of them?
I don't have a clue.
I think aren't the malaria tablets what Donald Trump was taking to stop the coronavirus? Maybe I'm a trailblazer. But yeah, I didn't have a clue what they do, mate. So anyway, so you really didn't want to kill yourself. You were just...
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I wanted to die.
It would
Yeah.
seem. It would
I
seem-
don't well, I don't know if I wanted to kill myself, but I didn't want to live.
Yeah. That's those are two different things.
Yeah, of course, but at the time I didn't know any better. I didn't have a clue. I
how
didn't even
old
know
were
what
you?
it was.
At the time, what was your age?
All right, that would have been in '95, so I'd have been 22.
Oh, you were
22.
you were just a little kid. What? How?
Yeah, I'm
95.
47 now.
You're 45.
47.
Okay, yeah.
47 now. Yeah, so anyway, I downed all these tablets, and the last thing I remember is going down. So I was living with my parents, going downstairs and saying hi to them, saying hi. And I think I'd done this.
I remember this in the book. I remember this
Yeah.
now. Go ahead.
And then I went back upstairs to my bedroom, and that was it. Next thing I remember is waking up in the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford. My mum and dad by my side, and Rob, my favourite friends by my side, who features a lot in the book. And feeling a sense of real, I don't know, shame. What have I done? And then ended up, afterwards, you know, they found me. I nearly died. You know what I mean? The ambulance come sustained me. I was still alive.
Did they put you in a? Because in the United States, if somebody tries to kill themselves, you get locked up for 72 hours. Did you get locked up?
That stopped me again. No, what I was going to say is I said it's a long time ago, and I don't know if it'd be different now. But all I remember is after I think I was in there for a couple of days. You know, they pumped it all out of my system and and whatnot. I'm sure that they just said to me, "Look, do you want to talk to somebody? You know, do you want?" And I just went, "No." I didn't. I was embarrassed. Same. Didn't know what it was. Didn't know. I just said no. And I think that was it. I walked off. And then it just kept on going. I just felt bad. And then the next few years, and then in 97, Glenda, another one of my girlfriends that's in the book, I think I was really depressed. I wasn't going to work, wasn't going. And she just said to me, "Look, we're going to get you to see the doctor." And took me to the doctor, diagnosed me with depression. I was like, oh, okay. This was 97. Yeah, and so since then, I've been on medication for the last 23 years.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you that. So, or is the medication helping? Because I heard that antidepressant medication can actually cause suicide.
Yeah, well, the strange thing is, of course, like any medications, on there you've got side effects, and one of them is suicide.
Isn't that fucking crazy that antidepressant a drug that's supposed to stop you from killing yourself, one of the side effects is it will make you kill yourself? I don't get it.
I was talking to just about this same thing to somebody else the other day. It's crazy. But yeah, they got me on antidepressants, and it was weird. You said, I remember when I went on them, I think they took a couple of weeks, take effect. And I didn't feel euphoric. I felt different. It was really weird. And I felt everybody must be looking at me because I'm smiling. I must be different. I don't know if they noticed the difference. And of course, then that went away. And then you're just on a level. And I don't feel... but yeah, since then, I've been on many medications. I've seen people. I take them now. I haven't got a frigging clue if they... I did try to come off them once. I put in the book. I think it was 2008, something like that. I think I wasn't taking them. Occasionally, if I'm really depressed, I don't even take my antidepressants. I think that was the case. I'd stopped taking them. And then the Wildhearts gig came up in Oxford that I was going to go to, and I said, should I go? I forced myself to go. I remember I was kind of depressed. I went, and because I stopped taking my medication outright, my head was spinning off my shoulders. Oh, Jesus. It was.
Did it make you go dark and go to a dark place and start thinking bad thoughts again when you when you stopped taking the medication?
No, I was having bad thoughts anyway. I was depressed.
Even while you're on the medication, you still have bad thoughts.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if it makes it. They changed my medication so many times. I haven't got a clue. I've sort of given up with all that stuff now.
So you're no longer on medication now?
No, I am. I am on it, and I still take it, but I haven't got a clue. I really don't. But now I know exactly how my mind works. It's just dealing with that.
Because I also suffer from depression, which nobody knows about because I managed to hide it pretty well. But I go to dark places all the time. But what I found, I can't take drugs. There's no way I could. There's no way I could take antidepressants. I mean, Tecate is the most drugs I can take. Tecate. I don't know if you've ever had Mexican beer. It is like beer flavored water. So that's about the strongest mood altering things that I can take. But what I've found that works for me is going and sitting in the woods and just getting into with nature or immersing myself in just being busy.
Oh yeah, keep him busy. Totally. No, you're right, mate. I mean, I do, as I've said in the book, I can sometimes I can feel it creeping up. There's signs, isn't there? I mean, you'll only know that there's signs. There's little niggles. I'm doing stuff I don't normally do. I mean, normally I watch a bit of TV. There'll be certain programs I really like, but apart from that, it's music. Every second I'd listen to music, and I'll be productive doing this, that, and the other. And I know the signs if I'm just sitting down to it. If I'm the little signs way before that they show themselves, and it's then that I need to nip it in the bud. Now if I don't do that, and then when it gets really deep, the depression, I get really bad. I don't even I can't even force myself to go for a run or get out of bed, or I've got to nip it in the bud before it gets to that.
Yeah. It's very important to be self-aware and know when the darkness is starting to come. You know, that is a very important thing if somebody's suffering that. Did you read Rick Springfield's book? You know who Rick Springfield is?
A musician?
Rick Springfield, a Jesse's Girl, and...
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't. No.
Well, in his book, his whole book is about, well, he has tour stories, but it's about depression too. He calls it the darkness. He calls it, the darkness comes back into his life, and the entire book he's fighting depression. So that's a good read for somebody who has those kind of things going on. It's actually a pretty helpful book.
Do you know what it's called, or is it his only book?
It's his biography. What is it called? Oh, fuck. I don't remember what it's called. Just look for Rick Springfield's biography. I think he's written 2 books. One's a fiction and one's a biography. It's not.
Oh, that's fine. I'll check that out. Yeah.
There's an audio book too that he reads the audiobooks. That's a little quicker of a read if you just listen to the audio book.
I'm toying with doing an audio book for my book.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm not sure.
I have some friends who are super Wildhearts fans as well, and we were talking together. We thought it would be a good after Ginger gets out of music, if he ever retires, would be a good he would be a good counselor for people who have depression issues and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's amazing.
You do agree with me that he's a genius, right?
Nah.
You don't think so? That's another thing.
Are you kidding me?
People with that much talent.
He's crazy. He's just insane.
People with that much talent have to be fucked up in the head. They can't be normal.
Yeah. I listen to. I'm no expert on music, but I listen to a lot of music, different styles, different everything. Sparks, who were one of Ginger's favourites as well.
Yeah. What do you think of that new Sparks album? Have you heard that new album?
No, I'm being good. I'm waiting for the physical in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. I don't know, the singles. Yeah, Hippopotamus, the album before, was just fantastic. And this one's supposed to be great too.
This one's pretty good. The lawnmower song is really good. It's really catchy as hell.
I have seen that. It's a pretty funny video.
Yeah.
But I'm genius, yeah, and certain other people, but Jesus, as you know, and it's the amount he puts out as well, the amount of music, and the different styles.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
It's all quality. It's just absolutely insane.
The thing is, it's not all great. Some of it's not great, but that's what you got to admire. The guy just puts the shit out, and it's not great. Some of it's not great, but.
It is Michael.
But it's not, even the stuff that's not great is head and shoulders above everybody else's shit.
So it's great. It's just not that much on his level.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I mean, you've got if you set yourself a high bar, and but now I think you did a podcast, didn't you, on Heads Are Popping?
Yeah, I did a track by track on that. Yeah, that's a great album. I think that was my number 2 album of last year, I think.
I know, and you think he can't do it. I mean, he's supposed to, unfortunately, gone in the studio this year and finished off another solo album.
I'm more of a fan of that style of Ginger's writing, of the more mellow pop stuff. Even the Wildheart stuff, like One Life, One Love, that kind of, and Inside Out, those are the kind of Ginger songs that I'm a fan of. It's Someone That Won't Let Me Go. This Is Only a Problem. Those are the style I like.
Yeah.
Do you like Endless Nameless?
Yeah, never had an issue with it.
Because the reason I'm saying that, because the latest album, not Diagnosis, but what the fuck is the new album? The latest album called not Diagnosis. What? Renaissance Man. Yeah. Great tunes. I think that was like number 3 for me, it might have been number 1. I don't know, but
crazily good.
The only thing about that album, I know everybody's afraid to say it, but I'm not a fan of the Endless Nameless production, and Renaissance Man is verging on Endless Nameless production with great pop songs. And that is the only thing that brings that album down a little bit for me.
You think so?
See, I'm the only one who thinks that, I think. Nobody else...
I didn't hear the Endless Nameless. I'm not an expert on production things, but Christ on a Bike, I mean, Endless Nameless is... But no, Endless Nameless is funny. When that came out, okay, you know as well as I do. For people that listen to this who don't know, I'll explain it. So Endless Nameless... So the Wildhearts, as you know, they're a band who do what would you say, punk and rock, pop. They throw it all in there or whatever, and they release
everything from metal to rock to pop to everything except for rap.
I suppose a little bit in there, but psychedelic, maybe tiny little bit on PHQ. But yeah, so they released Endless Nameless. And all of a sudden, there's this album out there with still got great tunes, but it's just absolutely annihilated with reverb and sound and noise and deep bass, and people just didn't get on with it. I mean, a lot of people said they take it back to the shop. They thought there was something wrong with it, and they couldn't get on with it because of the mess. So many people have asked, "So would you record Endless Nameless again?"
He won't.
Record it. Yeah, would you record it, but without all the, apparently Ginger went into the studio and they'd made a clean version of it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, but not the Wildhearts. Apparently they recorded the album. That's something like this. Ginger and the band went away. And then they come back, the producer or the mixer, the masterer, had cleaned it up. So he'd taken all that distortion off it.
Right.
And apparently Ginger just went in there, or so it said, I don't know if it's a myth, went in there and heard it and went, nah, and then just put whatever you got to do, distortion up, say, nah, this is how I want it. And this is how it has to be. And people have asked Ginger, and he sort of toyed with the idea of cleaning it up. But to me,
I asked Ginger what his favorite album was, and he said Endless Nameless.
Yeah, totally. To me, that's where they were at the time. I know they've always had drug issues and so and so.
Yeah, I was gonna say that album is
imploded.
It reeks of a band who was high on crank, really bad.
Yeah. Well, they said they were all on different drugs as well, which they now, but they yeah, and a lot of people, and I never understand that. But to my ears, for not 1 second did I have an issue with it. I just heard the single. I think it was it Urge first? Or
no, the single was with Danny singing. The song was a ripoff of a Clash tune.
Yeah, that was Anthem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never had an issue with the distortion of the production on Endless Name Response. So this is a great album. That was it, and I didn't even think about it. I could hear it was a bit dirtier, but then there's so many people, and every time it comes up in All Things Wildhearts, the Facebook group, every other month it'll come up, and I'll be like, here we go again, and you'll get probably 80% of the people going, yeah, it could be a good album, I don't like it, or I've tried for years to get into it, but I'm not, or I'm just getting into it. some people like it, and I don't get it. I just absolutely adore that.
As an artist of someone like Ginger, I would think that you would like an album that's polarizing like that. You'd be proud of an album that is so polarizing.
Of course. That's when he's done. Of course you would. Done his Mutation. Have you heard his Mutation project?
Yeah. I'm not really that much into that, but yeah. I like I like the Super Shit 666, but that has has some pop elements, and like I said, I'm a fan of hooks.
Yeah, well, the Frankenstein Effect, the first in the series, the 3, the Mutation, that was more wild artsy, that was a heavy wild arts, I thought. And then, of course, with Era 500, it went crazy, like Cardiacs on speed, and just the time signatures, John Paul in there, and all the guests. And then, of course, you had Dark Black after that, which was his last one he did, with Scott Lee Andrews from X International, and a few guests, and that album, that album, Dark Black, my book ends, unfortunately, on the first Mutation album. I don't really go into them, because it stops then. I think they're just recording it or something. I might have mentioned it. Dark Black is just like something I wouldn't listen to. If it's by any other band, then I'd listen to it and go, no, I don't like that. Yeah. Because what I put in my book is, because it's Ginger, I'll put more time, invest more time into listening to it, and I love it. And that's an album, we're talking about mental health. I can go at the moment, sometimes. That's the amazing thing about Ginger. So he's recently released 2, what he calls folk kind of country albums.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought of those, Ghost in the Tanglewood and Pessimist Companion.
Yeah, well, they for them to come, was one of them at the same time, just after the Mutation albums.
Yeah,
but
right. Yeah,
was unbelievable. But yeah, so Ghost in the Tanglewood, or maybe Pessimist Companion and Dark Black. I could probably reach for either of them if I was really down, They're totally the two extremes, but Dark Black's really about mental health.
I've never heard of that one.
Jesus, that is an onslaught. That is just totally. Like I said, I wouldn't normally listen to stuff like that, but yeah, if you think Endless Amos, that is. But I love it. But if it's any other band, I wouldn't give it the time of day, because it's Ginger. I invest more and more.
Right? Yeah, you give it a chance.
But I do. I wouldn't. If there was something he released I didn't like, I'm not just going to say I like it. It's simple as that. But there isn't. There's stuff Lester, maybe some songs. Like some stuff of coupled with Round the Must Be Destroyed Time. If I Decide, and a couple of songs, they're okay. But it's never. I've put in the book. There's never been a Ginger song I've hated. There really hasn't, and I'm not just saying that. It's just whatever he does, whether it's the, folk stuff, whether it's the really heavy stuff, Mutation, the poppy stuff. There's always a tune. There's always he's marked running through it like a stick of rock.
Yeah. What do you think? Or what is your favorite Wildhearts?
What album?
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Well, if somebody was to ask you, because people ask me all the time, and where should I start on Wildhearts? I always definitely say start with Earth Verses, right?
Yeah. I was just about to say, just tell them to start with it.
And then go to PHUQ, because both those albums are just masterpieces. I'm gonna use that term, but they really are.
Then go to Earth Verses. Then go to Endless Nameless.
Oh, you go to Endless Nameless before PHUQ?
No. Go for Earth Verses. Reel them in with Earth Verses. They get into that. And then give them Endless Nameless. If they don't like that, show them the door.
That's not a good one. I would not recommend that.
Yeah, I'm only joking, but of course, Earth Verses, and then it's so varied, as you know. It Must Be Destroyed was, you know.
Here's what I would tell him to do. I tell him go to Endless Name. No, excuse me. I tell him go to Earth Versus, then go to PHUQ, and then double back and go to Fishing for Luckies.
Well, I'd say to him, start off with a new album, Renaissance Man. Oh, I'm not diagnosing him. I mean,
I would make
a cracking album. Every song.
It's a fantastic album, but that's not where I would start somebody who's just trying to get into the Wildhearts.
I think it's great. I think it's, for me, I know you said about I don't hear what you're saying, the endless nameless kind of thing to it. I think it's really accessible, but heavy and,
there are great tunes on that album. This Diagnosis is as good as any Wildheart song that's ever been written.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I went to the gigs, a couple of gigs to see him last year. I had 3 gigs to see him last year. So I went to Electric Brixton. Was that in when the album came out? Was it just a couple of songs? I don't think the album would come out. A couple of songs. Was that in April, whatever, last year? And the audience, I'm telling you that, Diagnosis, Dislocate, a couple of the songs, man, it'd been like they'd been playing them, since their verses.
Yeah.
The place that lifted off. And then I saw them last October. I went to Brighton. It was amazing. And then I saw them. And then I went to Amsterdam last year. First time I say in the book, I've always wanted to see the Wildhearts play abroad. And it's never happened. And finally I saw them in Amsterdam last year. And it was
Amsterdam is considered abroad?
Yeah. Oh, it's abroad, yeah. It's across the sea.
Okay. Across the river. Or the channel. Across the channel.
Yeah. Well, it's considered abroad. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah, you know what I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's abroad. It's in Europe. That's abroad. Yeah, so I saw him there, and that was amazing because it was only, I'd say, 200 people in there, 150. I met Danny beforehand, spent a bit of time with him. Danny's lovely. Danny is I consider Danny a friend now. I mean, I spoke to him for half an hour the other week, phoned him up. We message each other sometimes. I got his number. He's the loveliest guy you ever want to meet, Danny.
Yeah, my old band played with the Yo-Yos in Los Angeles. It was the Yo-Yos. It was the Choir Boys, Yo-Yos, and American Heartbreak. And they were all good guys.
They all are. They're all lovely. All down to earth. All nice guys.
What do you think of Chutzpah?
Chutzpah's great, but if I don't think you're up to that part in my book, I found it hard at first. I remember when I got Chutzpah, I was going out with Kiki, and I live in Bicester. She lived in a place sort of 10 miles out of Bicester, and I got the album, I don't know, in the morning or whatever. And I wouldn't listen to it. I don't know, the time had to be right for some reason. When you really like the music, you want to be in that moment.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just put it on and half listen to it. So I waited anyway until we went to Kiki's in the evening. I said, right, this is it. I think it was 12 hours later. We put it on. And it just left me cold. At first, I was, Jesus. I don't know, the production on it, the songs, they just sound...
You know what it is? They tuned down. The guy who recorded that talked them into tuning down to C and recording the whole album. You knew about that?
Oh yeah. I read it was great that they did a diary basically of recording the album.
Okay,
it's marvelous. So that night, so I was on Kiki's. You put it on, and as wanky as it sounds, I was devastated. I thought, oh my god, my favourite band released something I hate. And I was gutted. I was just like, oh my god, down. And anyway, we went to bed, and we got up, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, the Wildhearts have put a duff out. I can't believe this. And this isn't right. So I put it on again in the morning, and I went, well, actually, there's something in this. I quite like it. And then all of a sudden it clicked.
Yeah,
that sound, the introduction, everything, just boom, it just flew, and I adored it. I didn't listen to nothing else for ages.
Yeah, I love that album. I really love it.
It's amazing. And Chutzpah Jr. as well. I mean, that's even better. The cracking songs of Chutzpah Jr. Vernix. Mm-hmm. The song Vernix features in my book as well. I won't give it away, but it's quite a funny story. I'm not going to give that one away. No, I can't give that one away because it's like telling you who the murderer is. But yeah, Vernix, the song Vernix is on Footspar Jr., which is an album. They released Footspar, and they're the songs they did in the session. They released from Footspar Jr. And it's Vernix is crazy good. It goes off in all sorts of directions. I think Ginger said it's like it was loads of bits of songs that they hadn't used, so he put them all together, created this song, and oh man, it's my favourite song off Footspar Jr. And I wanted to hear him play it live, and I'll leave it at that. But there's something good in my story about a drink and about that song and everything else that goes around it, and I think people like that. They like that little story. But I won't say what it is.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you like CJ's solo stuff?
Yeah, I do now. I didn't at first. For some reason. Well, I did. Back in the day, I keep on saying I put it in my book because I keep on saying stuff and it is in the book. Yeah, back in the day, CJ stuff, when he got sacked, chucked out, whatever, from the Wildhearts, 95.
Honeycrack. That's the Honeycrack.
Yeah, got Willie Dowling and
Jellies.
Yeah, and the Jellies. And for me at the time, I put in the book, it felt like a watered down Wildhearts. Mm-hmm. I know you'd love that, and but now I freaking love it. At the time, when I was younger, I didn't have, I didn't listen as much as I do now, and and then he released what's the album called?
The 13.
I was going to say 13. Yeah, released 13.
Yeah.
And I was like, I still don't know.
Hold on.
Quite enjoying that.
My computer's screwing up. Go ahead. Sorry.
And he released 13, and I thought it was all right. We went to see him. We went to see him at the Water Rats, actually, CJ. Yeah. And that was okay.
Did you like Honeycrack?
Yeah. So the reason I've disappeared, I'm just grabbing a couple of these albums out so I remember which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, at the time, wasn't keen, and then I did have a couple of singles set home, but now, of course, I know they're bloody excellent, and Willie Dowling stuff at the moment. I love all his Dowling Pool stuff, and Honeycrack, and I love all of his stuff he does. Jackdaw 4. But yeah, and I liked Honeycrack. But and then I've got CJ's albums. Then he had a run of albums. He did Mabel, he did Robot, and then Blood. Those, I don't know if you have you reviewed all these? Like all these?
Yeah, I have those. I like Mabel is my favorite of those records right there. Yeah.
He's got heavier with every album though, isn't he?
Yeah, I like the pops. Like I said, I like the pop melodies best.
Yeah, but no, but now, yeah, love him, love him now. So I've changed my mind and all that. I call all their projects. I think.
Later on in the Wildhearts, Round the Endless Nameless, a band came out in England called Three Colors Red with Danny's brother. What do you think? What did people think of them? Because they were kind of considered like a little bit of a Wildhearts copy.
Yeah, Chris McCormack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Three Colors Red. No, but I did. I did love Three Colors Red. I've seen them a few times. Yeah, I think they did, but I think Ginger, if I remember at the time,
because he was slagged them off in the press.
Yeah, but I think I might be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I think the reason being is because Chris McCormack never admitted that Wildhearts were an influence, or that he just sort of said, and it was obvious that they were. I think that's right. I mean, Chris McCormack is the loveliest guy in the world, and of course he gets on great with Ginger. I don't expect it bothers him at all, but
when I rehearsed at that for his birthday show, I went and rehearsed, and we all went to a pub after the rehearsal, and Chris was there drinking with me and Ginger and Gav and some other people, and I remember telling Chris how much I love that those Three Colors Red albums. Actually, they put out one thing that was not that good. But that Pure is really a great record.
Oh yeah, I've actually only got, how many albums they got? They got 2, or was it 3? I've only actually got I'm gonna have to get the second album. I just got that first album, and that's all I've got, and the singles off it. That first album is, it's just blinded.
Yeah, the Pure album is really good. I mean,
it's just every track off that. Yeah, love Three Because Red.
All right, I was just wondering. All right, well, Gary, this book is called Zealot in Wonderland. Can people still buy this book?
Yeah, what it is now, I haven't got it in physical format anymore. I sold about 1,000, and
you self-produced, you self-published this book?
Yeah, it's self-promote. Yeah, it's just me, I think that's pretty good, selling that amount. And yeah, I probably could have sold more, but
1,000's not bad for self-published.
No, I just advertised in all things Wildhearts mostly, and hand flyers at a Geek.
How many do you have to sell to recoup when you self-publish it?
Well, the way it works is, when I self-publish it for the self-publishing companies, I go on their website. I normally order it. Well, I did order in bulk, like 120.
Print on demand is what it's called.
Yeah, it's print on demand, and that way it's a bit cheaper. And I didn't want to, straight off get 100 and be one of these people that's got 100 snow globes in the garage they can't sell. Yeah. So, and then about last year, it got to the point where I was advertising. I don't know, I can't keep on going on about it and all things Wildhearts, you know what I mean? They're like, we know about it, even though it's relevant. Yeah. And it got to the point I'm still selling them, but selling less, and I thought, I can't really get a load anymore. So now, it's available as PDF now, which a lot of people ask for that anyway. So yeah, you can go on the website.
And the website is what? Make sure you send me these links, Gary, so I can put them on the show notes when I do this. I'm going to probably post this on Monday. We're recording this on Thursday. I'm heading up to the mountains tomorrow, so I'm going to put it out on Monday, probably Monday night. So,
I'll send you a link. Yes, it's www.wildhearts-book.co.uk.
Okay.
If you go on there. You'll go into the buy book thing, and then it'll say buy PDF, and then you get it as usual. But on the website as well, there's tons of stuff that's not in the book. What I use it for now, the website, is I interview members of the band and that, which I did originally. It's got the interviews. It's got the whole interviews on my website from the excerpts that are in the book. There's bits out of them interviews scattered throughout the book. It's got all them interviews on there. But at the moment, I still interview members of the band and related bands and just put them on the website as content on there. I just interviewed 2 days ago. Jake Adams, Ginger's son.
Yeah. He played when I played his birthday party or the birthday thing at the garage. His son played drums on a tune.
Yeah, but I just interviewed him the other day. He's apple don't fall far from the tree, man. He's great. He's doing a thing called Jacob at the moment. That's tremendous. Bit like Jamie T, Rat Boy, that sort of rap rock sort of thing. Yeah, I interviewed him. I had a lovely chat with him, and that'll be going up on the site. But yeah, you can go on there. Look, there's all sorts of other content on there, or you can buy the book on there. Get it on as PDF. Yeah.
All right. Well, Gary Davidson is your name. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, mate. Well, make sure you finish. I thought you'd finished it, man.
I'm going to finish it. I'm bringing this up to the mountains with me tomorrow. I'm going to finish it. I'm on page 225, so I don't have that far to go. I'll have it finished in a day.
225. Let me have a look where you are, because I want to see if you're at the juicy bit yet. It gets better as it goes on. It gets
This is the Scarborough, September 2005.
Yeah, Veloda Kerason, you're just up to that. Oh, yeah, you've got all the great stuff. It gets better as it goes along, I think. Stick to the end.
Yeah, you brought a bunch of girls who called themselves the Wildhearts, and I didn't know there were a bunch of female Wildhearts fans. Because when I was at the pub before that birthday thing, there were no girls there. It was all dudes. Maybe there were a couple of girlfriends.
There's a few girls. No, the Wildhearts. No, that was a jokey thing. That was I was in a pub before the Scarborough gig, and there was somebody called Danny Wild.
Yeah,
of course, it's not done it. He was doing karaoke at this pub. It was bizarre. Just before we seen the Wildhearts, and he called his fans that were there. These girls, nothing to do with the Wildhearts. This was nothing to do with the Wildhearts. He called them the Wild X. And I was like, we're just going to see the Wildhearts. Danny Wiles on stage.
Yeah, that's like
that was the night before because we stayed overnight. It was quite amusing.
There's something to be said about a bunch of fans of the same band getting together in a bar and drinking together. You know, everybody in that room is like-minded and they're all good people. It's kind of like this other. You like that band DAD?
I know of them. Not much.
They're that kind of band too. If there's a couple of bands. There's not many, but there's a couple of bands. If you can walk up to somebody. If you're a fan, you know if that person is a fan of that band, they are a special breed of person.
Oh yeah, well I would hope. No, it's not always the case, but I would hope. Obviously, Ginger's ideals and his views and everything, and you know he's a great thinker and everything. I'd hope the most Wildhearts Ginger fans, you know, of a similar ilk and you know, get that same path. And yeah, you can. As I said in the book, I've met. So I forgot how many of my best friends now I've met through the Wildhearts, seeing them
exactly,
T-shirt, or them seeing me, or talking to a pub, or and now it's unfortunately but I was going to do just before we end. I was going to do a follow-up before anybody asks. I often get asked it. I was going to do a Zealot 2. And I started it. I wrote 8,000 words.
How many? 8,000 or 80?
8. Yeah, it would be 8 in a book. Unfortunately, it was about 8.
Yeah.
It was last year, and to go back to the depression side of it and everything. But when I was doing Zealot, when I was doing this book, I mean, it took over my life. You know, it was everything I was thinking of. I was trying out to write it down. I was going to the past. If it was on the internet, it was just everything. Anyway, I started doing Zealot 2, and it was all consuming, and more so because everything's on the internet now. Because the book ended in 2011. Before they were on Twitter and that, but everything that Ginger was saying and everything, I thought I need that in, and it just took over my life again, and I started to dip. My mental health went down last year.
Not good.
Because it was, you know, when something's all consuming, it just takes over your life. You can't think of anything else. And so I had to ditch it, but I was really proud of what I wrote about. I did 8,000 words, and it started off with my dad passing away, because that happened at the end of the last book, but I didn't mention it because I didn't want to end on a downer. But yeah, lost track. I don't know why I started telling you this bit. But yes, there won't be a Zealot 2. If people keep on asking it, and no, there won't be.
So you could do a second pressing of it and add those 8,000 words as a
probably not. I didn't think of that. Well, it has got. Well, shoot, can you have a look in the back of your book? Have you got has it got the updated with epilogue right on the back?
Shout outs. It's got lyric usage.
No, on the back of the book.
What about it?
Has it got updated with epilogue there? That little.
Oh, yes, it does. Updated with epilogue.
Okay,
yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got that then. Yeah, so
you can do an updated epilogue.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, so that one ended originally in 2011. Ginger's doing his 555 album, but
are there any printed copies available? Are there any printed copies left?
Nope. Well, I've got one actually. Apart from this one, there's one more in the world. I don't know. I could do more if there was demand for it, mate. And I knew there was. I would, but maybe I will. But
so, what are you selling? What's the PDF cost? It can't cost much, right?
£4.50, I believe.
So that's probably, I don't know what that is. US, maybe $7.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, make sure you give me the link because I think you might be able to sell at least one PDF from this interview.
Let's hope so. Even if I don't, it's been great. Yes, but the one of you got, it's got an epilogue. Something happened in 2017.
Oh, okay. So
it was about the time I was going to release the book. Even though it finished in 2011, it took me years, different reasons to get out there. So yeah, in 2017, something happened that I just had to have in the book because it just rounded it off, and it's so glad that bit's in there. So some people haven't got that bit, you see.
Yeah.
They've only have the original
But
version.
that's only about maybe 10 pages. It's not very many pages.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to waffle on too much.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
Oh, you can waffle on 8,000 words for the second pressing.
Sure, yeah. Yes, that's it, mate. I'll send you that link. Sure, I'll do that straight away. So you're saying this will go up?
I'll put it out on Monday of next week.
Well, do send me a link if you remember.
Of course I will. So yeah, because I'm going to head up to the mountains for the weekend after I work tomorrow, and then we'll spend the weekend in the mountains, and I go back to work on Monday, and I'll post it on Monday. You have a day job?
Yeah, I'm actually a cleaner.
What kind of cleaner? You clean houses?
No, well, at the moment I'm furloughed. I don't know if that's.
Oh, you still have the corona shit happening.
But in the evening, I'm not. I clean a doctor's surgery in the evening, so obviously that's still an important job. So
wait a minute. What you clean? What?
A surgery, doctor's surgery. Surgery.
You clean the operating room.
Yeah, and the doctor's rooms. When you go in there and consult with the doctor, and the nurses' rooms. Yeah, it's just quite an important job at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Keeping that clean. And from Monday we got to go in there. We got to wear masks for our shit.
Oh, you're just starting back on Monday?
Yeah. Oh no. I've kept that all the time. But I'm furloughed from my 1 in the morning. I do 1 in the morning for 4 hours as well at another firm. But I've been furloughed from that, so I just got my. So I don't have. In other words, it doesn't really matter that I'm up at 3:20 a.m. because I don't have to get up and go back to bed.
Okay. CJ told me that he cleaned. He was a cleaner. He cleaned crime scenes. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit about that. Yeah, the crime scene thing. Yeah. That's when he after Hutzpah, wasn't it? I think Hutzpah was as much great album it was. I think it was a pretty shit time for the band and everything, and he decided to ditch it and then do a normal job, didn't he? And
I think I interviewed him. I interviewed him twice. I think I interviewed him during the Mabel and that CJ and the Satellites, and that's when he told me.
Yeah.
Are you a musician too?
No. I can play a bit of guitar, but no.
Yeah, no bands or anything like that. Just
I wouldn't call myself a musician, mate. Yeah.
Now, who's your girlfriend now? Is that Kiki?
Yeah, give a shout out to the wonderful Kiki. Yeah, my fiance now, mate. I finally put a ring on it.
Ah, you're gonna get married, and you said you're living at your mom's.
Yeah, I'm back where I used to live when I was young. Yeah.
Okay. So when you get married, you're moving Kiki into your mom's house? We just got disconnected. Fuck. As soon as I answered I thought you hung up on me. Did you hear my question?
No.
Did you hear my question?
No.
Go on. Let's talk about when you get married to Kiki, you're moving her into your mom's house, or what are you going to do?
No, all I can say is, and I'm not going to say anymore, it's pretty complicated, mate.
Okay, all right. I'm half busting your balls, as they say in the United States, so I'm kind of joking.
Hey, listen, look, there's no bones about it. I'm 47.
Yeah.
I'm living with my mum in a room I used to live in when I'm 11. And shall I tell you something, Michael? Shall I tell you something?
Yeah,
I've never been happy. I've never been happy.
Of course, you don't have to pay rent.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah. Yeah, that's just that, but it's not that.
Yeah, I get it. It's there's nothing wrong with living with your parents. If it was up to me, my kids would live with me for the rest of their lives. They'd live with me forever.
Yeah, but there is a stigma to it. Of course, a lot of people do have some of their parents move in with them when they get older, stuff like that, maybe. But you're seen as, I suppose, you're 47, I should have a mortgage, should have kids, should have...
No, because in some cultures, the families stay together their entire lives.
Mm.
And I think those are probably better in my opinion, I think those are better cultures. I think there's something to be said for families sticking together.
Yeah.
So totally. You're gonna move the wife into the mom's house, or what are you gonna do?
The wife. Like I said, mate, it's complicated. It's personal, and I can't go into it.
Okay, all right. Well, when's the wedding? When are you gonna marry Kiki?
Oh, Not sure. Maybe next year. Well, it certainly won't be too soon because nobody will be able to stand next to each other. But
So you bought her a ring and didn't give her a date?
No. No.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a while. But no, I don't know, next year, a year after. But Kiki's got a few ideas, and she's a lovely girl, man. You know what I mean? And she want to do the right thing, and I'll make her happy. And me.
Yeah, that's good. And as long as you're happy too, that's what's most important. So, I mean, I don't care what you do. I'm just joking around with you. So, you know.
I'm very happy. What I was saying, just go back really quick about living with my mum. 2013, I had to move out of my house where I've been living for years, a flat, for reasons. I was depressed. Didn't have a job. I was subletting, had a lodger in, didn't have money. Had to move back to my parents when my dad passed away a couple of years before. Moved in with my mum. First thing I said was, it's temporary. Only expect to be here for 6 months. And depression, more and more, I didn't move out, so. And now my mum's quite ill. She's got chronic obstructive pulmonary disease at the moment. The lungs. But she's still smart and stuff, but she's tired most of the day. And a lot of stuff I have to do stuff, you know what I mean? So now it's kind of worked out. I wouldn't not be with her now, to be honest. So it's kind of the way it worked out.
We're breaking up. We're losing. Is she?
Right, yeah.
We're breaking up. The internet's getting bad. Is she in? She's in the house now, right?
Yeah, I just heard her go to the toilet. She's in the next room. I'll probably waking her up.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's been hearing you talking really loud for the past hour and a half at 2 in the morning.
She loves it. She knows about this.
Okay.
Hey, I get up to all sorts of daft stuff. I tell you, bless her. She's 73, and I keep her on her toes.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she loves you being there.
I tell you what, obviously she's never liked the Wildhearts or anything like that. She hasn't really listened to him, but I've played. Not saying I'm listening to this, but I've been playing The Pessimist Companion and Ghost of Tanglewood. Ginger's folky sort of albums. And she was like, "What's that you're playing? I love that." And she loves them. She loves them.
Yeah.
It's
that's the thing. That's the thing. Ginger can do any style of music, and he would make it great.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, as I say, there's always, no matter what he does, there's always, even if it's heavy, even if there's still a song there, and he lyrically, Ginger is. I know there was an interview with him, a fantastic one online with him the other day. He did with CJ. I don't know if you saw it. It's a great interview. Did you see that?
I don't think I did. No.
Do you want me to send you the link?
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Please do.
It's this guy interviewing CJ and him, and they're online. They haven't seen each other in ages. It's wonderful. Anyway, Ginger's, he's sort of talking on there, and I lost my train of thought now. How did I get to that bit? I think one thing we are really lucky that we got to live through the career of Ginger. He's one of those people that doesn't come around very often as far as talent goes. He's one of those talents that there's I guess Bob Dylan. I'm not a huge Bob Dylan, but there's those kind of people. They come around like once in a lifetime. Yeah. Yeah. So, and it kills me. Not that I'm bothered. It's quite nice that he's quite niche, but. Yeah, that he never got huge. I wish he would got huge for his own sake, but the fact that he didn't, he kind of stayed cult status, made it. It's nice. It makes you like he's yours. You don't have to share him with the world. Just your little cult group. Yeah. I've sort of put that in the book as well. At first, if they're going to get bigger, I wouldn't begrudge them of it. It'd be wonderful, but well,
nobody's more deserving.
Yeah, of course, it'd be God. He bloody deserves it, but it's nice to be able to see him in a smaller venue or on the internet. He answers. God, he's amazing. Asking Formspring. You remember Formspring?
Oh yeah, long time ago. That was when they.
He used to answer questions. If he had millions of whatever fans.
Those were the good old days before Facebook, man. Before Facebook ruined the internet.
Yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, it's true. But that's what I was going to say earlier on. Actually, Zealot 2, should it ever happen, it's not going to Martin. I'll say Martin. The guy that helps me with the website and everything keeps on teasing me about it. But yeah, Zealot 2. So basically, Zealot, I suppose, about being a fanatic of the band. It's history of the band. It's about my relationships. It's about mental health. Well, Zealot 2, of course, would be all those things, but I'd focus less on the mental health or go into a bit deeper maybe. But Zealot 2 was going to be based a lot around the community.
Yeah.
Fans meeting together. Like I said, the reason I'm saying is my book ended just before the Facebook, All Things Wildhearts Facebook group started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And I think the all things that you said about Facebook, but I think that group has just brought so many people together. You wouldn't believe. It's unbelievable. We've all met kids now. It's tremendous.
You're absolutely right. The only good thing about Facebook are the groups. You get there's all kinds of, all the groups are the best part of Facebook because you get all these people that like minded. What sucks about Facebook is the shit that's going on now. You know what's going on now with all the divisiveness and it's bullshit.
Oh, I know. No. Keyboard warriors.
I was saying, I wish there was a way where you could only see your groups that show up. You just scroll through and just see groups, all the groups you're part of.
Yeah, I've said that to many people. It is nice every so often seeing what my friends are doing on there, but I mean, I can see them anyway. If it wasn't for All Things Wildhearts, that group, another one, I like the Sparks group as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bother being on Facebook. It's just that I know I'll find everything out on Twitter, Ginger tweets and stuff, but I love going All Things Wildhearts. It's just like being in
it's a community.
With a load of mates chatting about music.
Exactly. There's a Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, which is the same way. It's not as popular as the Wildhearts, but it's the same thing. It's a group of like-minded people just talking about stuff that they all agree that they all like the same stuff, and you meet some really good people. Yeah. I've even had people come over. I've had people come stay at my house who were part of the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, and I've met some really good friends just through that. So, and through the Wildhearts. I mean. If it wasn't for the Wildhearts, this podcast wouldn't be going. That's how this podcast started, how it started getting popular, because I started playing Wildhearts and stuff like 15 years ago.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
All right, Gary, thank you for doing this. I go back to bed for a couple of hours and guzzle. How much beer you got? You
Maybe. I've ale. It's ale, Nuki Brown ale. Well, I've got a few more in the fridge. I was contemplating, should I go back to bed after this, or should I just say sod it and stay up?
Well, as soon as I hang up, I'm going to bed, and it's only 7:30 p.m. here, so I'm going to bed, so you can too.
3:30. I think I'll go out, have a cigarette, chill out, and then I'll try to go back. But once sometimes I wake up at 1 a.m. anyway and can't get back to sleep. My mind's racing. So I'm imagining I'm not going to be able to get back to sleep. I normally do a 6-mile run in the morning as well, so I don't know if I'm going to do that in a couple of hours. We'll see.
Okay. All right, okay, Gary. Man. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it, friend. Don't forget to send me the link so I can post all that.
No, I'll do that now, mate.
All right. Talk to you later, friend.
Yeah, sure. Take care of yourself, Mark.
All right, bye.
Stay safe, buddy. Bye.
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 Cheers. All right. There you go. Gary Davidson. Really good, but he's a good guy. I never met him, and I never actually spoke to him. We've talked on Facebook and, chatted and stuff, but I've never actually had a chat with I've never actually spoken to the guy. He's a good guy. Maybe we'll meet in person sometime, hopefully. All right. Thank you for listening, friends. I hope you enjoyed that. 2 Wildhearts fans and 2 just dudes shooting the shit. That's what I'm into. I hope you're into it. If you got any value out of this, you know what to do. It's a value for value. You can find this show at rockandrollgeek.com. Send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Let Gary Davidson know that you heard him on the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and I will post a link to all of his stuff on the show notes at rockandrollgeek.com. And throw the guy $7 and buy the PDF of the book. It's a good book. I'm about 2/3 of the way through with it. I'm bringing it up the mountains and finish it. All right, let's close out with a Wildhearts tune. Why don't we? Okay, let me pull it up here. Okay, let's see. How about something from Wildhearts Must Be Destroyed? Let's see here. Don't want to play Wildhearts. No, let's play something from Silver Ginger 5. Ginger 5. Okay. One of my favorite tunes of all time that Ginger ever wrote. This is from a record called Black Leather Mojo from Silver Ginger 5. This was right after the Wildhearts broke up the first time, or maybe the second, I don't know. But with Connie Bloom from Electric Boys. This song is called Inside Out. Thank you for listening, friends. I will talk to you soon.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.